one with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members take their financial plans to the next level. Because our value and values run deep, and we'll always fight for you with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
We are back live at Frontwave Arena, getting ready for Major Arena Soccer League action on MASL TV. Let's bring you the lineups for the San Diego Sockers and the Milwaukee Wave. For the Sockers, it'll be Boris Pardo starting in net, Chris Toth backing him up. Ben Raymond, Drew Ruggles, Tavoy Morgan, Sebastian Mendez, Gabriel Costa, Charlie Gonzalez, Taylor Walter Bond, Keiko Gontan, Cesar Cerda, Jose Gonzalez, Mitchell Cardenas, Mohamed Roknapour, Craig Childs, Jesus Pacheco, but no Nick Pereira. Nick, a late scratch right at the end of warm-up, so he is the one that won't be in. For the Milwaukee Wave, it'll be William Bonahene in net with Geraldo Perez as his backup, Sean Escueta, Ricardo Carvalho, Derek Huffman, Mario Alvarez, Cesar Correa, Oscar Flores, Tony Walls, Max Ludwig, Max Ferdinand, Ian Bennett, Alex Steinwasser, Alex Sanchez, Javier Steinwasser, and Andre Hain, the starting 16 for the Milwaukee Wave. The Sockers in their brand new, first to be unveiled, shall we say, 84-inspired kits, baseball-inspired jerseys. Should bring back some memories to some fans who used to go out to the Murph and watch Greg Nettles and some others. Coin toss is being taken place. Let's head down to the floor. Craig Elston and Tony Sanchez, and here's Nick Ferrara.
Craig, Tony, after that bitter home overtime loss here, the San Diego Sockers were forced to go back to the drawing board during this week's practices. This places Sockers in highly unfamiliar territory, as it was their first ever home loss here at Frontwave Arena. Coach Phil Salvaggio and the staff have put an emphasis on special teams since the Sockers gave up a free kick goal last week while not being able to convert on their free kick goal opportunity or their only power play of the game. I guess we're going to see just how special the special teams are this evening. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much, Nick. Just about ready for indoor soccer. Of course, this Milwaukee Wave side last year, Tony, just one kick away from making it to the Ron Newman Cup Finals and facing the San Diego Sockers. Javier Steinwasser right in the middle of the crease in overtime. A very difficult play, a shot when he was up in the air, but nonetheless, that one went wide. The rebound came down the other way, counterattack, Chihuahua Savage goal. That was the difference for the now departed Tres Campeones. They are gone, but for the Wave, a team that was very successful last year, finished fifth on the overall table, but won 14 games. They're looking to take that next step this year.
Yeah, and I can tell you from being down on the floor in that matchup, there wasn't a team that believed that they can go all the way outside of, you know, any other team not named San Diego that thought that they had it in the bag. Steinwasser, unfortunately, when that shot came off, it was an eternity for everybody in this arena. And I'll say for Milwaukee, one of the teams that have played on this Frontwave Arena floor the most.
The Sockers lost their opener in overtime, so they are 0-0-1 with 1 point in the standings. For the Wave, this is the lid lifter for Milwaukee. Longest running consecutive franchise in the indoor game. And we're underway. It's the Wave and the Sockers, and it's the thunderclap taking place right now as the Sockers will go left to right in the white, brown, orange, and yellow. In neon yellow, the Wave will run right to left across your screens. 41st season opener in Milwaukee Wave history, 27-13 in their first 40, 14-8 on the road.
This is a very good team, a very entertaining team to watch, honestly, in the game of indoor. And Fútbol Rápido, the Wave are able to put on a show, but they are also very much ready for what's to come. William Bonahene, one of my favorite goalkeepers in the league to watch.
If you're a fan of the NBA Golden State Warriors, you might be familiar as Sanchez gets a steal. Sanchez takes the shot, and he just rips it 3 inches wide of the opening goal of the night. Now Andre Hain, the indoor veteran, picks it up. I was mentioning the Warriors for the old 2 timelines discussion, and that's kind of what the Wave have. They have the veteran group that's just getting to the end of their careers, but then you've got the youngsters that are rising. Sanchez, who we just saw, primary amongst them with 27 goals, 21 assists last year. First 90 seconds or so off this clock. Great to have you with us worldwide, wherever you might be watching us, Victory Plus, Sport World, abroad, or just right here on good old YouTube on MASL TV. We're really glad to have you. Craig, Tony, and Nick, and our Amoda broadcast crew rolling from start to finish. And speaking of rolling, Los Brujos are rolling. Can Keiko Gontan score in front of him for the 2nd straight week? Gabriel Costa, Tavoy Morgan, 3 men around him, ball babbled behind him. Cardenas steps up, plays it off the wall. Morgan shoots, kick save, Bonahene.
And we see Bonahene's intervention there, can do it everywhere with his legs, with his hands, with his body, but a good play for the San Diego Sockers, building up just like they did in the Empire Strikers match. They came out guns a-blazing, but they need to go ahead and have that consistency through 4 quarters.
They're kicking around the official game ball. It's provided by Mitre. Established in 1817, Mitre, one of the leading soccer brands worldwide. You can find out more at Mitre, MITRE.com. Sean Esqueta, the Squid. Over to Max Ludwig. Forward is a new forward for Milwaukee, number 16, Oscar Flores. Flores, a big target out there for the Wave. Cesar Correa. Ball forward for Flores. Traps it with the bottom of his foot and keeps possession alive for Milwaukee. Walking through the 3rd minute here in Oceanside, California. A Sunday afternoon affair. New 3 o'clock start time here, Pacific time, for soccer's Sunday afternoon games. Mario Alvarez, Super Mario, turning and shooting, and it's knocked away by Boris Pardo, who has a 2-handed parry to the southern wall.
It's going to be called a foul here, but we see Boris already an intervention in this matchup. He had quite a good game last time for the 2 halves that he served, and we'll see if the veteran can once again roll back the clock, because let me tell you, it looks like a vintage Boris Pardo, not just because of the jersey here he's wearing, the kit, that beautiful brown.
Gotta like it.
Con la franja.
Here's Craig Childs. Childs tried to one-touch play it to Ben Raymond, who's in the lineup after missing the opener. Great to have the steady veteran on defense, also a big body, big presence. That foul called against Sebastian Mendez for San Diego. Each player can commit 3 fouls in a half without drawing a blue card. If you commit 4 and a half, that's a blue card against your team. Javier Steinwasser working into the corner, wall pass. He was looking for his bro Alex, but that one was just a little bit wide of him. But you only have 6 personal fouls total. If you commit a 6th, it's an individual red card, no penalty against your team, except you have to leave the field of play. Derek Huffman. Huffman watched by Raymond. Over to Steinwasser, now into the corner to the veteran Max Ferdinand. Max got the shot away, but just wide. He thought it was going to be some sort of foul on Mendez. Mendez wagged his finger no, and the answer was no. Now it's Gonzalez. Charlie's out in front with Sebastian Mendez. Charlie, Mendez, Charlie goal! That's how you run the 2v0. Counterattack is on, and so's the sock toss here at Frontwave Arena, as on this holiday night, new socks are being thrown onto the field to be donated to the unhoused in San Diego County. Way to go, Charlie. Way to go, Soccer's organization.
A beautiful tradition here for the San Diego Sockers, and a tradition of its own, having Charlie Golazo net a goal here. Very unselfish play, but heads up by Boris, knowing and being able to look up field and see 2, not 1, 2 players completely wide open on that super counterattack. And then Mendez just passing it over to Charlie, back to Mendez. Ahí te va, Charlie, just tap it in, 1-0. And again, this beautiful tradition that we see con los calcetines, the soccer socks.
While they clean up the socks, why don't we take a look at both of these clubs at a glance? And of course, for San Diego, it's after one match played, and for Milwaukee, it's coming in from last season. 14-8-2, 42 points last season for the Sockers, 56 points. Top scorers haven't changed. Alex Sanchez and Charlie Gonzalez. In terms of the big ads, we talked about him a lot last week. Now, Nick Pereira out of the lineup tonight for San Diego with a little bit of knee pain. He did go through warm-ups, didn't want to give it a go. Chris Toth, of course, Jesus Pacheco. For the Wave, the big ad is behind the bench. Head coach Marcio Leite coaching his first game today. Of course, he's been a Wave standby, an absolute rock of the franchise since 2006. And of course, in terms of losses, Breno Oliveira, just like Christian Gutierrez for San Diego, got visaed out for the year. And Frank Tayu on to Sonora. He was a big scoring presence late in the year for the Milwaukee Wave. Pee Wee Ortega, of course, coming back from injury. He's around the team. We'll hope to see him toward the end of the year. That goal at 4:06 for San Diego. Charlie Gonzalez is second from Sebastian Mendez. And a 1-0 San Diego lead, and just more class from a classy Wave organization that came out on time for warm-ups, signed autographs with the fans about a half hour before the game for the visiting fans, went over and signed autographs, took pictures, and then were so gracious right there as to, absorb the socks. Here's one in the air. Trying to get it right back was Andre Hain to be like, yeah, it was cool, man, but we just want to score right now.
No, absolutely. And as you can see, the Milwaukee Wave is going to start to try building their own style of play as well. They looked like they were overloading the Sockers half for an all-out attack, but that left the backside, the defensive side, all alone for William Bonahene to have two versus the goalkeeper. You never want to have that unideal situation.
Alex Sanchez double teamed, and Gontan comes in for the steal, but Sanchez is not done with the play. He continues to force the action backwards and force Pardo into this pass, which Correa picks up in offensive midfield. Good control by Milwaukee. Obviously, a counter can always snipe you in the indoor game, and that's what San Diego got. Lifted by Alvarez, down to Hain, into Bennett. Well guarded off by Cesar Cerda. Gontan forced into a lateral pass. Good pressure here after the 5th minute's expired. Trying to get going is Tavoy Morgan. The return pass from Costa intercepted by Hain, who was able to stay right with Tavoy on that run through midfield. Now here comes Alex Steinwasser. Good touch of the ball. Steinwasser scores! Excellent run, beating Mohamed Roknapor down the floor to make it 1v1. And Tony, a clinical finish to tie this one at 5:30.
Yeah, Steinwasser doing well there by opening up his shoulders and presenting himself as if he was going to go ahead and cross body shoot to Pardo, but then just having a good pass right through the 5-hole there, as you see Steinwasser opening himself up, but nope, it's going to go right down the middle. Nothing for Pardo to do right there on a 1v1 situation. 1-1, and this is what a good Milwaukee team is going to offer, an immediate response. Empatados tied up here at Frontwave Arena.
Steinwasser's first from Mario Alvarez, first goal of the Wave season at 5:30 in the first quarter. And here's the throw out by Bonahene. Ruggles got a big let foot out there and able to knock it back, but the Wave retain possession. And just like in match number 1, Tony, when the Sockers got an early lead and then saw the lead disappear, this time it went away faster. It was about 5.5 minutes that they held the lead the last time. This time it was a minute 24.
One of the two teams on the floor has film from this year, as we have Wade.
Ludwig.
Watch out.
Ludwig was kind of pushed into the run by Charlie. Gets it back, and Max Ferdinand. The IMAX connection, as Tom Wins talked about for so many years on Wave broadcast. Max Ferdinand and Ian Bennett. It's great to see those two. I mean, every time you see Ian Bennett, and I saw him downstairs again today, it's like, are you 29? Are you 32? Foul called on Ruggles. He certainly doesn't look like a guy that's toward the end of his career.
Yeah, that's a player who has a smile and wears it, not just on his face, but he wears it with the way that he plays, just the joy that he has. A childlike wonder, but a lethal player in front of net. And honestly, a joy to have in the league here.
421 goals in the MASL, 514 points. And he's lurking down by the net. Ferdinand to Huffman, looking for Ian. His header nestled into the mitts of Boris Parno. Boris had the hockey assist on that first goal, which means he doesn't get an assist, but we're going to talk about what a great pass it was. Sebastian Mendez spinning through the double team. Sebastian just wide. Now brought down by Jesus Pacheco, and the Sockers will reorganize. Great run by Seb.
And you can just see Sebastian just putting his head down and knowing that he's going to go ahead and try to dribble through a double team there. Gets past, and what we've asked of him is go ahead and take a shot when you have that look. He gets that and creates a dangerous play. Sockers here still with possession.
Pacheco, we're under 8 minutes. Next ball out of play will be the first official's time out of the match. Cardenas over to Charlie. 3 points on the young season for Charlie Gonzalez. Mendez. Dancing in
at the tempo.
There's almost like a little stutter to it. It's very saucy.
Yeah, it's to the tempo of the Brujos, who are rocking it here.
Charlie and Sebastian, and a line change for San Diego. Ben Raymond comes out. Drew Ruggles comes out. Clock ticks off the 8th minute here in the first quarter. Good Sunday afternoon crowd. Alvarez jumping in on the steal, reading the pass down low to Gontan. Now Tavoy pressuring Mario. Correa pressured on the mid-wall. Sockers are pinned in. They got 4 on this side of the yellow line. What Milwaukee wants is a quick pass out. The Sockers want the steal. Steinwasser brought down Costa. Costa still in there. Sanchez in his shirt. Back to Gabriel Costa and out to Drew Ruggles. And the Sockers maintain possession.
Looking for that low block breakdown for Milwaukee. The Sockers haven't been able to find a window of opportunity to take a clear shot. But they're working through their motions and their progressions right now.
Tavoy. Costa tried to give it right back. Ball caromed to Sanchez. Costa steals. And then Tavoy fires it into the high netting, which will bring us to our first timeout. We pause and reflect from Oceanside, California. 1-1. Sockers and Wave underway. MASL Sunday on MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members take their financial plans to the next level. Because our value and values run deep, and we'll always fight for you with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
1-1 first quarter, Sockers and Wave. Sockers stumbled out of the gate in their opener, first home loss here at Frontwave Arena, but maybe we shouldn't have been so surprised, Tony. In the last 7 season openers in the MASL, Sockers are 3-4 and have lost their last 2 by 5-4 scores. 8-4 all time in the 12-year history of the MASL, but they stumbled last year and almost went 0-2. Utica still probably feels hard done by what happened at the end of that match in overtime, but nonetheless, sometimes the Sockers slow out of the gate. It's been even throughout their decade plus of excellence here. It's been something that's somewhat familiar to the home fans.
Yeah, it's a well-oiled machine, the San Diego Sockers, when they get it done.
Nice nudge. Bonahene has to come out to keep it away from Taylor Bond. Now Tavoy with his out. Couldn't put it on frame.
Tavoy having a lot of space there to just try to tap that into the right position, but it's more difficult than you see on the quick hop there for Tavoy Morgan. But that's one of the players that definitely we're asking a little bit more of this week. Tavoy Morgan having a difficult start as well as the rest of the Sockers, but if he can get lit up, we've seen Morgan evolve his play, not just on the scoring side, but on the assist side as well. See if the Sockers can go ahead and unlock that offense here tonight.
There's Craig Giles. With Pereira out of the lineup, Craig's taking some of Nick's minutes. Alex Steinwasser, the goal scorer, left it for Flores. Couldn't attack net on that play. Did well to just roll it back. The indoor-outdoor veteran, Tony Walls. Part of that 2 timeline story I was talking about. Here's one of the younger players, Ludwig and Alvarez. And then a steady veteran like Walls, many years in Milwaukee, many years in St. Louis, many years in the USL Championship League, where he would play part of the indoor season and then go outdoors toward the end. Everywhere he goes, Tony's been steady with a good shot. Now, Bonahene was put into hot water by Tony Walls while I was speaking well of him. And it'll be a restart from the near wall. It was outside the yellow line, the intervention.
Like I said, Milwaukee came in with the confidence here last year and almost made it a home of their own against Chihuahua, and such an impressive way to play. And now with this new coach this year, there's a new belief and a new breath of, fresh air, per se.
Here's Drew Ruggles. Drew jumps out of it, feeds Mendez. Mendez back to Drew. Charlie wants the ball. Walls reads the play well. Slide tackles that ball back over to Derek Huffman. And of course, when you have a new head coach, it's also a continuity with Marcio Leite, who has been there either as a player or assistant coach every year save one since 2006. That one was the COVID year when he played for the Sockers and was a captain on the team and helped lead them to a championship. Ruggles shot deflected in. Drew Ruggles gives the Sockers the lead with a helping hand on the way in. Bonahene helpless to the carom. 2-1 San Diego.
And sometimes that's just what you have to do. You just got to go ahead and take a shot. Drew Ruggles does just that. We've been seeing him line it up since last week as well. Here having an opportunity. Boom, in between 3, just a sidestep to the left to his preferred foot. Yeah, it's a deflection, but that's completely intentional. Great job there by the defender. 2-1 San Diego Sockers.
Give Bond the assist. And yeah, just that little tiny deflection was all that it took in that case. One of those ones where you don't know. The ball might have been over the crossbar without that or in a very savable position. Drew says thank you very much and bags his first of the year. And that assist should go to Taylor Bond and his 3rd point of the season.
Bond's been having a great start so far. These 2 games, 2 goals, assist, being entered by the Bond man.
Oh, Sanchez whiffs on the shot, gets it back, and that one blocked out by Bebe. Downstairs, they called that to Charlie. We'll double check the tape probably during the break to make sure. I thought I saw on the replay Taylor roll that ball over, but we'll double check that one. And so will they. I know they will. Payne back to the Wave now, trailing 2-1, trailing for the 2nd time in the quarter. Crowd's really filled in. It's to be approaching 3,000 here today. After almost 4,000, over 3,900 in the house for the opener on Black Friday. We didn't know how black it would be. Pardo, look at this pass from Childs, and then Costa misses the fairway from point-blank range. Had the pitch and wedge out and everything.
It's literally just the angle on that foot that he took a little bit too much to the left. And watch out.
Payne on the counter. 2 Steinwashers, 1 to each side. He got spun back. Well done by Cesar Cerda.
Sometimes you just got to wait. Cesar Cerda just waits and being patient, knows that he has a 1v3 situation. Offered too many options for Steinwasser to just take one, just choose.
Alvarez and Flores.
The sound becomes infectious throughout Front Wave.
You're not kidding. It's down to Flores, bumped by Cardenas, gets the shot, point blank save by Pardo, and Cardenas did literally just enough. Got it just over the line from fail to pass right there. Alvarez left the ball behind as he was trying to make a nifty run. Now Serta reads this one, stubs it over to Marcel, down low to Void, let it go, but Bond was of cross purpose there. And then Tavoy spins himself into a foul drawn and a free kick drawn as well.
And it's those little moments of cohesion that are needed by the San Diego Sockers that you usually see from them later on in the season as the wheels start getting greased and the chemistry gets built. Usually as somebody on the other side of that dummy for Tavoy. Fortunately for him, he recovers the ball and gets a set piece here for the San Diego Sockers.
Here is Ruggles. Mendez. Sebastian off the wall, chested out by Steinwasser. Well done. Sebastian brings it back. Now Tavoy got double teamed.
No foul called there against Ruggles. That was Steinwasser was asking for it.
Correa and Ludwig. 1 minute left in the first quarter. Minute 15 here from Frontwave Arena on a lovely winter's afternoon.
Yeah, these classic San Diego 71-degree winters.
Yeah. Is it even officially winter yet, or is this the very, very end of fall? I don't remember. I'll look it up, and someone already is yelling at the screen, but stand by on that. I'll focus on this action. Yeah, I thought it was fall. I think it's fall till the winter solstice.
Yeah, December 21st.
There it is. There it is. That's what I thought. All right. I was right the whole time. Here's Huffman! Oh, left post! Huff's stuff was just off the puff by about 3 inches.
Huffman just waiting for that half volley opportunity. You never really see that where you have to create your own space and wait for the ball to catch up to you and the body. You're going to meet it halfway through. A great effort there by a great player, Derek Huffman.
I remember when he was a hard-shooting defender from outside. He converted to forward, and it really was a good change. He's so technical. Sanchez is going to get this one away. It's blocked by Bebe, and then Jose Gonzalez will kick it out. Jose Bebe Gonzalez, brother of Juan Carlos Charlie Gonzalez. The Gonzalez brothers teamed up this year for the second time in a San Diego uniform. Final 14 and a half seconds of the quarter. It's Huffman. Derek Huffman back to Alvarez for the shot. Crossbar! They hit all three. Hat-trick special. Right post, crossbar, left post in the first quarter for the Wave. What that gets you is half off any fountain drink at any concession stand here inside Frontwave Arena. We'll see if Marcialete wants a drink that's a little stronger after watching this red area of the post deny Milwaukee 3 times, Tony, in the opening 15 minutes.
Yeah, Pardo must have done his rituals to the post deities tonight, hitting all 3 in the first quarter. An incredible first quarter here. Wave knocking on all 3 posts, literally.
Let's take a timeout. Fun start to this one between these 2 storied indoor soccer franchises. It's the Sockers 2, Milwaukee 1. We're back with second quarter run from San Diego next on MASL TV.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
sort of insurance, doctors, pharmacies, came together and worked as one team.
If you can't get what you want, then come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
First quarter in the books. San Diego got the better of it by a 2-1 score. Shots were 5-4 in favor of Milwaukee. Well, Sockers are still waiting to get to a full-strength squad, Tony, as a lot of injury woes. Leonardo de Oliveira, Felipe Gonzalez, Juan Salazar, Luis Pee-wee Ortega. They've all been out short to long term. Salazar and Gonzalez have been doing our Super Soccers pregame show. They're not far from getting back. Luis Morales, as we know, absent. Didn't report to camp, is contracted to the Soccers, but not here, and that's certainly a big loss. And, of course, not even on there, Christian Gutierrez, who we would love to have with the Soccers. That's a visa situation. But while it's a deep, talented, veteran team, of course, Nick Pereira, you could add to that list today, being out with a knee injury. When you have an older team, you've got to expect injuries are going to be a much bigger part of your story.
Yeah, exactly. You really need to understand how to load manage in this sort of environment as well. Indoor soccer is not necessarily like the outdoor version where you can just kind of just walk around sometimes when the ball's not near you. No, it is 100% go, go, go all the time. Ooh.
That's a foul, and I presume on Ben Raymond. Yeah, he's running away from it. So that'll be back to Milwaukee, and we'll run the other way with Alex Steinwasser. He's got the Wave goal so far in this very, very young season. Soccers running right to left, Wave left to right in this second quarter. Wave in yellow with black accents, Soccers in white with orange numbers, diagonal letters across. There's Mendez. He's trying for another breakaway. Sebastian Mendez coming in on right wing. Defense got in front of him and blocked the shot. Correa was right there, and he had Tony Walls behind him, and then Keiko stole it away. Keiko Gontan, who did get that assist. I thought it was Bond on second check. It was Gontan getting his second point of the season, first assist. Cesar trying to jump on the steal, missed it. And then Cardenas' attempt to clear off Alex Steinwasser's body. Third time's a charm. Pardo got it to midfield. Then it racing in. This one short hops the low wall and goes out of play.
Just looking at that previous play by Mendez, Sebastian down over there in the corner, that's an understanding by Correa, knowing that Sebastian has that confidence already to shoot, so he's taken over to the right foot, not his preferred foot, but knowing that he can have a look with that. So great defending there by Correa. We'll see.
Yeah, there's a handball on Marcel.
Con la mano no se puede.
Tried to make it the shoulder, but extended bicep. Sanchez the other way. Alex Sanchez shoots. Big save, Pardo. That one was going to go under the crossbar. Milwaukee hoping for better luck with the Western goal than they had with the East, which stood strong like Helms Deep.
Just that shot at point blank range there. Pardo able to recognize that he needs to go ahead and have power behind it. Ooh, adios.
That was nifty. Costa, can they break out? Cerda with two men in front of him. That's Marcel on the left wing. Mohamed Roknapour, a rookie. Costa trying to lean into one, maybe. Stepped up was Hain. Now to Vaughan. Morgan spins to his left, falls. Not going to get that call every time. Got to be stronger on the ball in those spots. Back to Ruggles. Try to think less Ronaldo, more Messi in those moments. Close to Ruggles. Drew, who's got the goal. Second one's wide. Now it's Morgan's chance, blocked by Ferdinand, who really got the worst of it. I think he got Morgan's cleat right in the shin on the follow-through. Unintentional, but super painful as Max is heading to the bench.
Yeah, Morgan just decided no matter what happens, I'm going to try to shoot here. He was double-teamed, and he still went for it. Sometimes those get shot-offs, rebounds. Not in that case. Wave doing very well there.
Azqueta and Alvarez working out of the back for Milwaukee. Blocked by Pacheco.
For an outlet now, Pardo.
Knocked down. Good move by Ludwig. Finds his man. Flores has the equalizer for Milwaukee. And a little pose to go along with it. Well delivered. And in his first try, he delivers. It's a 2-2 tie.
You can see from this play, immediately off the distribution from Boris, just not necessarily going and challenging that ball, but a well-played opportunity here to the low post, to the near post of Boris, and nothing much to do there. A well-placed shot between two. Boom.
And Ludwig got it started with that run. 2:55, the time of the equalizer. Back and forth we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. We're 2-2.
This is where the Sockers need to go ahead and start creating some offense of their own as well, not necessarily waiting for mistakes, but also showing what they can have on the other side and be lethal. Take those chances as we see here. Pacheco.
The Venezuelan Oscar Flores, his first MASL goal in his first MASL match. Charlie Gonzalez. Cardenas. From Maracaibo, Venezuela, Oscar Flores.
Maracaibo.
Venezuelan first division player at 17, under 23 national team selection. 6 foot. Dangerous. Seb, dangerous. Seb! Wide left.
He looked like he was going to go ahead and take that. Watch out here, second post. Ooh.
Steinwasser read it. Well done, Alex Steinwasser.
And you can tell whenever Mendez puts his hands to his head, he knows he could have had that. Even in that cross right there, there's no way he could have left 2 more feet above, but he still believed in that chance. Now is it going to be a corner kick, virtual corner kick? Yeah.
Essentially a corner.
It's in the corner.
I mean, it's a kick from the corner. Not to be confused with a corner kick for the statistician. I know who's out there thinking about it. Alan, I see you. Alan's Milwaukee's favorite fan today. Here is Charlie out for Childs. Well read and blocked out. Now it'll be from the wall, the restart for San Diego.
Ooh, quick restart.
Childs trying to find Tavoy's head. Bonahene read it all the way. Childs takes a left turn to the bench and gets Ben Raymond out there. Ben, who played for the Milwaukee Wave before coming back to San Diego, where he was a COVID loan as well. At that time, it was from Utica. But Ben, like Marcio Leite, 2 players who came in, bolstered the defense that year, got rings, left with fond thoughts of the organization. You'll hear on our MASL TV broadcast from Marcio Leite in our halftime interview. Got the chance to catch up with Marcio before the match, and you can enjoy that in our first halftime segment coming up. Still lots of time here. Almost 10 minutes left in the half. And we're tied at 2 with the Brujos rolling. Javier Steinwasser and Alex Sanchez. These two are so well connected. Coming forward in the midfield, working in unison. Steinwasser swimming his way past Costa. Out to Alvarez! Off the Frontwave Credit Union logo. High of the frame.
The Sockers are leaving a lot of space in that midfield, allowing Milwaukee to transition and really have a choice of many plays here as They've closed it up a little bit now, more on defense. Watch out for.
Now Flores. Very calm out there in his first MASL match. Even with the drums banging behind him. IB 26. Did a Morgan right there. Jump through the crease and dive down and hope. Not this time. Gotta love the effort. You always do. Gotta love the person, the player, the character, and all. And this pass from Gongtan. Childs, can he get his first of the year? Banahene says no. Costa beaten on the wall. 2v1 counter is live. It was the IMAX connection, but the HDMI cable came up short. Sanchez now left foots it over to Bennett in the corner. No, you don't connect an IMAX theater on HDMI. I just want to recognize I do know that. At least probably. I mean, I should also admit I've never set up an IMAX theater. So.
Well, to be fair, people rent those down and play video games, so I wouldn't doubt that there's an HDMI cable there.
It's somewhere in the room. Payne, point blank warning from Pardo. 8.5 left in the second quarter. Foul's called on the Wave. Payne didn't like it, but he has to watch. The plays back, and it's stolen by Ludwig, and Ludwig's got Hayne, and he shoots it wide, and then it's scored by Carvalho. And that's just a mistake of the soccer's own making. A restart unnecessarily fast. It actually caught the home team by surprise, and Milwaukee pounced on it, and they've got the lead for the first time today, Tony.
A little bit too relaxed and too much flair from Drew Ruggles coming out of the back there, just giving it up immediately. The first one doesn't go in, but the second one, you really can't allow that. Here we have Milwaukee now with the first lead of the game off a mistake.
Let's take a break. Milwaukee pauses to celebrate, the Sockers to reflect. It's 3-2 Wave, and we're back with more from Oceanside, California on MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members build equity and refinance with confidence. Invest in your future with a commercial real estate loan. From residential investment properties to industrial real estate, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
3-2 Wave have their first lead of the season. Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and the CBS Sports Golazo Network, where Alex Pastavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league, recapping the weekend's action, discussing the league's hot topics. MASL Monday coming your way tomorrow, right here on MASL TV. The Sockers have conceded twice in a row in the second quarter. 7:30, the time of that go-ahead goal. Ricardo Carvalho finishing the wall of Scora as Ludwig shot it wide, but the goal boards played a helpful ally for Milwaukee. And now, can San Diego turn up the heat a little bit with their defensive intensity?
You mentioned it right there. The defense that San Diego Sockers are usually known for needs to go ahead and step up once again, not necessarily to stop the leaking, but just to make sure that they are tightening up their own ways of moving forward. Focus on the way that you're defending, focus on yourself, and then everything else will follow.
And you don't traditionally see this group of players who have played together for so many years in San Diego, as Morgan chests one down, to give up goals the way they have, these three, which is to really give the defense or the attack a lot of space to operate. And here's a chance again. And the man who scored first, Steinwasser, sending in Esqueta. Bumped by Marcel, Mohamed Roknapur, who extended his arm for another handball. I mean, that's his second team foul. You can't move the hand out. You can't move the arm out there that way, although it's so instinctive to do so. But anyone who's played as long as he has, 33, should have that down. Off the wall, boarded out, but then Ferdinand brings it down, and he's got Bennett just wide. Couldn't put it on frame. Ian Bennett looking to rack up his first of the season.
And Bennett knows how much of an opportunity that was right there. And once again, Wave taking advantage of a counter-attacking opportunity, moving forward very well. You know, for the first game, you don't really see that all the time where a team is out the gate counter-attacking very well. But here they are doing very, very good stuff here in the second quarter.
Keep in mind, this current score is Milwaukee Wave 3, Eastern Posts 3, Sockers 2. So with a little bit more luck, it could be a lot more than a one-goal lead for the Wave right now. They have been in control, and we had to say that about much of match one for the visitors as well. San Diego's still trying to find their identity and their dominance. It's not been on display yet here at Frontwave, but there's a lot of time to go. Serta to Morgan. Just has the ball taken away from him. Then stolen back by Ruggles to Serta, trying to get the left foot off. Instead, it was a pass down looking for Ruggles. Alex Sanchez back and forth out of the corner, knocked away by Mendez, but too far. Screaming for the ball to come back. Back to me, ball, please. Headed down by Gonzalez and taken away by Serta at midfield. 2v4 here for San Diego. Mendez drew 3 and kept the ball alive. 6:35 on a running clock in the second quarter. 3-2 Milwaukee.
These are marginal passes that San Diego Sockers usually make. Looking down.
There's Childs. Left it back for Mendez. Took 2 touches and staying right with him. The Milwaukee defense, well played by Correa. So many times those quick passes put somebody in a 1v1 situation. Milwaukee's been answering the bell. Lifted back to Childs. Childs keeping the ball moving fast. Really well done by the veteran. Drew to Pacheco. There's a foul called against Hain. Gonzalez. Pacheco keeps the ball moving. He got knocked out by Walls, and the card is out. And a blue card against Milwaukee in the first power play of the afternoon, Tony, coming up for San Diego.
Yeah, Pacheco does well by extending his foot and extending the ball just for himself. An autopase there as we have the referee call.
Well, still down.
Pacheco knew he was going to get contact there, and just a brave chance there. If he passes, you know, he has a good opportunity here. As you're going to see him coming out on his own power.
Yeah, he got clipped pretty good on the shin there.
Yeah.
Similar to what you saw happen to Ferdinand earlier in the game in a different situation. But now, the first power play of the night. As Tony Walls goes to the box, this power play begins with 5:47 left in the second quarter. It will count down either to 3:47 on the game clock or to a Sockers goal, which could re-tie this match. Gontan is out there with Costa, Charlie, Childs, and Morgan. Your power play 5. Costa. Sockers went 0 for 1 on the power play last week. Last year, they were 3rd in the league in power play. Childs. Over to Charlie. Costa. And Charlie creeping inward of the yellow line. 1:30 left on the penalty. Childs. Across Costa. Settles. Left-footed pass Keiko in the corner. Keeps it moving. Costa and Charlie. 2 players out high. Mid-wall Childs. Morgan in the corner. Counting down to the final 5 minutes of the second quarter. Here's Keiko in the corner. He roots it. Up where they keep the Spanish sangria. Top shelf. It's a 3-3 tie on a power play goal from Keiko.
Que bien hecho, Tío Keiko Gontan, once again getting on the score sheet. That's exactly how you work a power play situation. You run it down, up and down as Keiko kicks the celebratory ball to the second tier here, and he kicked the ball to the second level of the goal. Bien hecho, Keiko Gontan.
Charlie gets the power play assist. The tie at 10:02 of the second quarter. And Keiko with a goal and a helper and a great start to his second MASL season. One of those hidden players on the roster in terms of the guy we didn't really talk about a lot in the preseason. Wasn't announced on the team till the week before the match, the opening match on Thanksgiving weekend. And now here he is, 2 goals and an assist in the first match and a half, essentially. Still almost 5 minutes to go in this half, and the way Milwaukee has been answering fast, the Sockers need to be on their P's and Q's right here.
What a shot by Gontan, just lacing it through. That power becoming a very important player in these 2 games, and we'll see which other soccer begins to step up as this game develops.
Morgan getting past Ferdinand Banahene. Another sprawling save from Willie B.
Well done by Banahene, closing in his angles. Here's Cardenas.
Cardenas curving shot wide. I also want to say well done to Tavoy, as a foul there by Raymond running over the top of Bennett. But Tavoy has struggled early in this season. That was his best movement of the year so far. Now here's Huffman trying to take it on one try. Shot it wide and Cardenas kicked it out, but Mario Alvarez is there to recover for Milwaukee. They've got the guns out right now. Ferdinand and Sanchez, Alvarez and Bennett, and Huffman up top as the target. There's Derek Huffman. Tipped away, he kept it alive. Tipped by Gonzalez, and that's the assist to Bennett. IB picks up his first of the year. He's gonna unwind the clock now and do his classic dance as we have a 4-3 Wave lead.
And right there, you see a well-worked play with a big man there, Huffman, being able to go ahead and control the ball just enough. Soccer's unable to clear it, and it's actually a slight deflection that brings a fortunate bounce right there, right, boom.
Yeah, it was Jose Gonzalez. He kicked it off the wall to Bennett. So he doesn't get an assist. Bennett will get unassisted on that first goal of the year, but that was a unfortunate bounce for San Diego. Under 4 minutes to go, 4-3 Milwaukee. This could be a lively one.
We'll see if the Sockers are able to do the same and respond.
Morgan, crossbar, rebound, goal! That's got to be in. No, Ibarra says no. They'll check it later. They're going to review. I thought that was in for Keiko.
What a play there. This is such an electric setup right there. I do believe as well that had to have crossed. It looked like William Banahene just scooped it from the back to the front. Enough to initially trick the referees. Well, they're checking it right now.
It will be a video review initiated by our officials, Arturo Ibarra and Kia Depina, 2 of the best in the league. They're going to go on over and have what the Emoda truck has for them. Let's just watch this play. First of all, Pardo, all the way to Morgan off the crossbar. Then that's in. Come on.
Yeah.
We'll get a closer look here.
Here we go.
We'll get a closer look here from behind the goal. There's the Morgan header. And here's the Keiko shot. Ooh. Difficult on that angle. I like the angle better, maybe low on the north side to see it. Off his hands.
Stellar play. Either way, look at that.
Right there. Is it all the way over in that moment? Is it all the way over in that moment? Here's the call coming from downstairs from Arturo Ibarra. They will say no. The answer is no from Ibarra. You hear the crowd's response. They say no to the adjudication. They say we don't, no nos gusta.
No le gustó la gente, but you know what? At the end of the day, it is an excellent stop by William Banahene. And I don't think, there's not conclusive evidence, as we'll see this replay once again, that seemed to be a little clearer than the goal line one. It's the tijerita there by Gontan.
Right there. Yeah. For a second it looks, but I think it's deceiving. We're not on the line. And I want to note, Ibarra is on the line.
Yeah.
He's on the line. So he has the best view of anybody in the house of that call. And I think he made the right call. And he also, he officiated it perfectly by immediately going to replay. You don't let that thing foster. You don't force any one of the coaches to offer a replay challenge.
Exactly. Well arbitrado. Good refereeing. You love to see it.
Would have been quite an answer for San Diego. It's been a game of answers. Here's a steal. But that one's too out and far in front of Charlie. Then Hain runs right over Ruggles. Andre Hain, kick save, rebound, goal! With a goal and 2 assists in the first half, it's Max Ludwig, one of the newest Wave, and it is a 5-3 Milwaukee lead as this defense is 6-7 right now.
Yeah, right now, exactly, Craig. You see Drew Ruggles just being ran right through, walked right through even. The second shot almost turns into a beautiful pass, but that was definitely a karate kick attempt at a shot. But nonetheless, it's just enough to go ahead and turn into an assist. Nobody covering the second post. Very porous defense.
This is not the defense you're used to seeing this group of players perform. And, last week, Boris had 3 goals allowed in the first half, and we talked on Soccer's Overtime, Tony, that he was the star of the match for San Diego with 9 saves, probably 3 or 4 bonus saves within that. Just absolutely played great, and I think Boris has played really, really well today. These aren't Boris goals. These are the defense letting him down, and, Drew Ruggles, that's 2 on his marker in this first half.
And so far,
steal. Can Charlie get one back? Sockers have been stealing the ball, but then they've been losing it right back. And this was an encapsulation of that, as Javier Steinwasser did well. Forward to Charlie, let it go, hoping for Costa. Brought down by Morgan for a moment. Back to Charlie, 2:20 left in the half. Charlie rips it in! Charlie Golazo! Makes it 5-4. A thing of beauty.
Charlie doing what Charlie Golazo does. Protracting through the entire outside. Right there, looking for the space, looking for the moment, as Morgan does very well to just lay it off, and boom! Beautiful, beautiful strike into the corner, into the right angle. You can't get it any better than that. Charlie Golazo.
Charlie's 3rd of the year, first point for Tavoy. He gets that help in hand. And the Sockers fans are happy. They're back in it at 5-4.
And this is where Milwaukee's the strongest so far in this match.
+2 on all attacks within 2 minutes of being scored upon. They've got the card activated and it's on the table.
It's a field spell trap.
Under 2 minutes. That's a foul on Huffman. Sockers go quick again. This time it suits them better. Gontan has a 3v3. It's Taylor Bond. Bond with a very active Gontan. Now, Pacheco. Sweet Pete. On a dime, stops left to right. Bumped into the corner by the old vet Carvalho, who had the 3rd goal of 5 for Milwaukee tonight. Ruggles gets a steal against his old teammate. Bondo's shot blocked by Alvarez. Stays in play. Gontan! Diving, leaping catch. Bonahene. Wow.
In Spanish, we call that para la foto, for the picture. You know where your goal was at. You wanted to have a good profile picture with that diving save. Still well done by Bonahene.
I hope someone snapped it. I hope Brian Young got that click for it. Downstairs, our great team photographer. Ruggles had Hain bird dogging him. Magic minute 3rd of the second quarter in the first half is here. Minute 30 at Frontwave Arena is live. Our interview with Marcio Leite coming up at halftime. MASL in 5 with Alex Bastiavansky. First half highlights. Quite a first half. Quite a first half. What an exhibition so far of this sport. And San Diego has 53 seconds left to try and make it 5s before halftime.
And the Sockers have shown good urgency here in the first quarter, but they need to go ahead and focus it in a positive way with these couple of seconds left. There's going to be a slight discussion there. Maybe un bote pronto.
And they are giving the ball to Milwaukee. I think add Barrister to Ian Bennett's resume on LinkedIn. I think he lawyered that one up. Well, now it's Milwaukee's chance to reverse the fortunes here, and that's a foul on Hain. Interesting. San Diego ball. Right back to the Sockers.
Right before that play, too, Kid Deppin had a conversation with Drew Ruggles, even telling him, hey, slow it down. Like, you need to go ahead and cool it, or else you're going to get carded, too.
Mendez to his left foot, off the wall. Gontan got in front of it, maybe accidentally. Mendez to the right foot. There's Willie B again.
Well scouted there by Panahene.
Bonafoto. Beautiful.
Saying, I don't want to get scored there again, to the left.
Wow. Childs now on the corner kick. It's Cardenas off the wall. Costa into the sky. All the way into the Coors Light chill zone.
Something we haven't seen this year. Ball over the net. What a toss.
That thrown back expertly. No chill on that throw. It's all heat. All gas, no brakes. That's what this half has been.
Absolutely.
What fun. Oh, what fun it is. Alvarez and Huffman, and still time for who knows what. Could be this counter. Alex Sanchez with Bennett and Escueta running the middle. Stepping out. Sanchez to the top. Blocked away. What a save. With 14 seconds left, that could have been goal 6 for Milwaukee. Off the restart. Mendez, Gonzalez for the hat trick. Beckham Morgan, he missed an open net.
That's one that Morgan has to. 10 out of 10 just tap in. This ball travels outside. Heads go in hands, and oh my word, what an opportunity to tie the game into the half. Miss by the Sockers.
That's one to file in the back of your mind if this one's one goal down the stretch. A highly entertaining defense optional second quarter for San Diego, which saw Milwaukee net 4, while the Sockers put 2 on the board. Taking a look at a couple of those, a Gontan power play goal was an absolute thing of beauty. So was this Charlie Gonzalez goal. I mean, San Diego had some great offensive quality. It's the defense that was sorely lacking. Some of the worst defense we've seen San Diego play in seasons at home.
Yeah, if you're going to commit to that style, then you better go ahead and take the opportunities on the other side in offense and try to keep up with the offensive firepower that Milwaukee Wave is going to offer. The Sockers did everything right, playing quickly, made something happen out of nothing, but they have to be able to finish that.
As Sean Bowers and Cheeky Luna confab right behind the left shoulder of Nick Ferrara. Here's Nick with Phil Salvaggio.
Coach Salvaggio, in the home opener, you mentioned the team was a little bit rusty coming out in that first outing here at home at Frontwave Arena. What did you focus on in practice this week to prepare them for this matchup versus Milwaukee?
Yeah, we've been working on the same things, our format and how to play, and obviously we tried to work out some defense, but it didn't work this first quarter.
The largest deficit of the game thus far was 2 goals. You're able to get that one almost with the equalizer going into half. What are you going to tell the team to prepare them for second half action here at Frontwave Arena?
Hopefully we wake up.
It's time to wake up. You heard it here. Go Sockers!
A somnambulant Sockers team in the estimation of Salvaggio. It's 5-4 Milwaukee. We're back here from Marcio Leite. Up next, right here on MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members grow their businesses with confidence. Whether you need a vehicle to drive your business forward or gear to get the job done, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
At the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Halftime on MASL TV. It's the San Diego Sockers and the Milwaukee Wave, and it is my pleasure to be joined by the first-time head coach of the Milwaukee Wave. Game one for Marcio Leite, a very familiar face. Marcio, welcome back to San Diego.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. You know, when I played for the San Diego Sockers, I didn't get a chance to play home games because it was COVID year, but you know, it's a special moment. You know, I played for the Milwaukee Wave for 17, 18 years. I had one season with the San Diego Sockers, and my first game as a head coach is, you know, to coach against San Diego and obviously representing the Milwaukee Wave. So excited, little nervous, but we prepared. We are prepared.
You're one of the names and faces most associated with Milwaukee Wave indoor soccer. There's no question. Yourself, Ian Bennett, Max Ferdinand, these are some of these classic names. And you're going from playing with them, which you did for well over a decade, to coaching them. What has that transition been like?
You know what? It has been great. The guys are responding super well to the new ideas, new things that we're trying to bring. We had a fantastic preseason. Their intensity, I mean, those guys are winners, you know, so they will do whatever it takes to win, and that's what I want to do too. So the chemistry is there, and I'm really excited to see how they're going to perform today.
You know, it's really interesting because you've got a great blend on this team. You've got the old veterans, but you've also got the young, up-and-coming players, and obviously a Super Mario and Alex Sanchez. These are names that really stand out. What are you excited to see this year from your club?
Honestly, it's the balance. I mean, indoor soccer, I was able to play until I was able to play because the experience really matters, right? You obviously need the legs, you need the energy, you need the speed, but the experience, knowing where to be, what to do, in what situation, I think if we can find the right balance of that experience and obviously the legs and the youth, we'll be a very successful team.
As you look ahead to this season, 8 teams in the league this year, it feels like it's so tight. And obviously last year, you guys on this field were one kick away from winning and going to the Ron Newman Cup final. Is there a feeling of unfinished business?
Absolutely. I think these guys, the way they talk, the way they train, they want to go all the way this year. Obviously, it's not an easy task, especially now with 8 teams in the league. I feel like every team got stronger, so there won't be any easy games. But again, I'm excited about the team. I really like the guys that I've been coaching. I like the way they have been training. And hopefully we can see a good performance today on the field.
Well, best of luck to you and the Wave as soon as you leave Frontwave Arena and for the rest of the MASL season. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Greg. I appreciate it.
That's Marcio Leite. He's truly one of the legends of the sport. I'm Craig Elston. We're right back with MISL in 5 and with the first half highlights here on MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members build equity and refinance with confidence. Invest in your future with a commercial real estate loan. From residential investment properties to industrial real estate, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Wind 6 knots, runway 26 right, right on.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Shoot! It's gone!
What's up, soccer fans? Alex Bastiavansky here, back in the MASL studio. Hope everybody had an absolutely fantastic week. A lot went down over the past few days in the league, and I'm here to tell you all about it in just 5 minutes. So let's go.
Across that fortnight, as Zach Reagan, the former ambush, is going to help open things up. The Wallace scorer. That's how you open up an arena soccer season, ladies and gentlemen.
There were plenty of sweet goals on the MASL's opening weekend. Let's quickly run through what went down. The Battle of Missouri resumed as KC and St. Louis had a home-and-home. Both teams kicked off their season on the Friday night with the Comets emerging triumphant 7-3. They did it again the next night back in KC, and it was nearly an identical result with the Comets victorious 8-3 the score as the guys in red improved to 2-0 in the season. On the West Coast, it was Empire and San Diego hooking up, and what a way to start the campaign as they slugged it out like a couple of prize fighters, with Empire pulling off the upset in overtime. Lots of great performances all around. Let's talk about who was hot. Zach Reagan picked up where he left off last season. He had 3 points in Friday's game and then followed it up Saturday with a 2-point performance. Zach, of course, finished last season with 31 points for the Comets, and his teammate Christian Andreos was red hot as well in the opening weekend. He was everywhere. 3 points in Friday's win, and then 2 on Saturday. Andreos is looking like he might break out this year. 13 points all of last season. He's got 5 already. St. Louis did have some great performances. Judica Carvalho, one of the leaders. The veteran had 3 points, including that sweet goal right there. And new addition, Daniel Torrealba, who played last year with Texas, potted 3 goals in 2 games for his new squad. On the West Coast, Brian Orozco had a ridiculous game for Empire. He was named the second star and assisted on the overtime winner right there. Originally, it looked like he scored it, but Munir Alami just got a head on it. But this is getting to be old hat for the goalkeeper. He scored some bangers last year, like this one against Baltimore. 3 goals in total he had last year. He's just another weapon in Coach Obasi's arsenal. And let's not forget Alami, who was a thorn in San Diego's side all day. He recorded a brace in the Strikers' victory. Not the start the Sockers were after, but there were some excellent performances. Taylor Walter Bond continues to elevate his game. The MASL veteran, now in his 12th season, put up 2 goals for the boys in blue despite the loss. On the defensive side of things, it was a block party. Chad Vandergriff, your reigning defensive player of the year, was a monster. 8 blocks over 2 games. He led the league with 81 total last season. But even he was outdone by teammate Lucia Thetsane, who got in the way of the ball 10 times over their 2 games. Scoring leaders, very early look, but here you go. Andorreos leading the way, tied with Zach Reget. They've got 5 points apiece. Then it's Torrealba with 3 points. Carvalho also with 3. And another KC Comet, Lucas Souza, with 3 assists to round out your top 5. Some big matchups this week. Head-to-head, only 3 games to play, though. Old school rivals Baltimore and Kansas City will clash on Saturday. They squared off once last season. It was the Blast taking it 8-5 on March 30th. Then on Sunday will be our first look at UCFC this season as they will host the Comets. The Blues will look to improve on last season's performance against KC as they dropped both games against the Comets. Also on Sunday, we get our first look at the Milwaukee Wave. I can't wait. They're in San Diego to take on the Sockers. Should be a doozy. San Diego won the only encounter last year. It's Milwaukee's first game, though, since losing a heartbreaker to eventual champion Chihuahua in the playoffs. Your players of the week, Philip Ejimadu in goal from the Comets, his teammate Christian Andorreos offensively, and defensively Robert Palmer from the Empire Strikers. Let's start with Andorreos. We already talked about him. Look at that panger right there. He had 5 points, 4 goals, and 1 assist over those 2 Kansas City Comets wins. Palmer, former MASL Defender of the Year. Awesome once again. 8 blocks he had in the win over San Diego last Sunday. And in goal, Philip Ejimadu, who was so good last year in several of the goaltending top player categories. 2 wins, a 3.0 goals against average, and an 808 save percentage to take the award from last weekend. And that's going to wrap up this week's show, but just a reminder, of course, to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL all throughout the season. Be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members grow their businesses with confidence. Whether you need a vehicle to drive your business forward or gear to get the job done, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them,
Get real close to them,
and every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Welcome back to Frontwave Arena in Oceanside, California. Second half ready to begin on MASL TV. It's the Milwaukee Wave 5, the San Diego Sockers for Craig Elston, Tony Sanchez, Nick Ferrara, our Emoda broadcast team here with you. Let's take a look at those first half highlights. Oh man, there were a bunch of them. Here's Boris Pardo with a perfect baseball throw for these uniforms. Why not? Strong arm out and the 1-2 pass between Sebastian Mendez and Charlie Gonzalez. This is how you run a 2v0. Back to you, Taparoo, 1-0 San Diego. That's about the only low light of the quarter, I'd say, for Milwaukee as you take another look from behind the net. Wave come up with a very quick answer, and they do so after the sock toss and the charitable donations of fans. Here is the second goal for San Diego, a deflection for Drew Ruggles. Third goal for San Diego, power play goal down low. Keiko Gontan just putting it in a postage stamp size hole.
We're going to get this
and then Charlie
half
Galasso, same
underway.
thing, inch perfect into the upper right corner. Those are the San Diego scores. Not seen in the rundown. Milwaukee scored 5 times too. And the Wave actually have a 5-4 lead. In this game. Shots officially are 14-11 in favor of San Diego. Now, well, I did see Chris Toth doing a little bit of warm-up activity. It is Boris Pardo starting the third quarter. We had heard that Boris would go the distance tonight. And I was just chatting to my dad on the mezzanine saying, like, if they made a change right now, it would look ill of Boris, but he was faultless to me in those 5 goals. San Diego's defense needs to tighten up in the second half if they want to win. If Milwaukee's going to win, San Diego can keep it going just like this. It is Andre Hain almost coming up with a very quick statement for Milwaukee in the opening seconds of this third quarter. The Wave in their neon yellow are running right to left in this frame. Here's the lift out by Jose Gonzalez trying to find Sebastian Mendez, who teamed with his brother for a goal. Mendez's shot was a little baby bouncer, as we used to say in kickball on the elementary school fields back at Kettering. And taken by Banahene, who was spectacular in the first half, diving to his right, diving to his left. One save after another.
The Sockers really need to wake up on both sides of the ball right there. Sebastian had a chance, but there was no outlet. And so that's something that the Sockers need to go ahead and work on, as getting worked on right now.
Alvarez knocked away by Ruggles there. Got the deflection that was needed to keep it from the on-rushing Milwaukee attacker. Now fed along the wall by Charlie Gonzalez, who had a 3-point half, to Costa. And Gabriel draws the foul against his fellow Brazilian Carvalho, who is barking, but this will be a free kick for San Diego.
And we were talking about things that the San Diego Sockers need to do maybe perhaps a little bit better on, maybe assist set pieces as well. Really haven't seen that vintage San Diego Sockers set piece in a while this season. Standing over Craig Childs.
Ruggles tried to let it go, and then it got to Morgan, but it was blocked by Escueta. Well done by the Squid.
And watch transition here.
As Alex Steinwasser gets turned back, Sean Escueta makes a huge defensive play for the Wave early. Huffman off the wall, trying to find Alex Steinwasser. That time it was Jesus Pacheco with the point-blank defense. Pacheco, room to run for a moment along the southern wall. Here at Frontwave Arena, we come to you from the northern press box. Gontan with a goal and an assist in the first half. Here's Costa. Gabi was our guest on Soccer's Overtime this week. Trying to do well for it. Wall pass! That was taken away from Morgan by Ferdinand, and then this one is off of Morgan. And Banahene can grab it and do the outdoor thing and go down.
He still has the same amount of time to get rid of the ball. That's the one drawback here indoor.
That's right. That's right. He doesn't. That's not free time. Morgan could steal along the wall, but nobody there to help him. And Walls takes it away. Forward to the rookie, Flores. The Venezuelan plays it back to Ferdinand.
If you're Wave, you want to do the same thing you did in the first 2 quarters and be consistent throughout. They've found success in doing so against the Sockers. And if you're Sockers, you almost need to just reinvent yourself at the half.
Well, head coach Phil Salvaggio said to Nick Ferrara down on the floor, let's see if we wake up. That's quite a harsh assessment from the head coach in a 1-goal match. But the way the defense played, I think you have to agree. There was at least a little bit of sleepwalking out there. Here's Flores. Flores held by Cardenas for a moment, and then Mitchell in that tough 1v1 battle got the ball away. For the moment, Bond and Cardenas still under pressure. Slowly back to Pardo. Double team greets him. This is nowhere near out yet. Now it is. The outlet calmly to Gonzalez. Can Bebe get it forward? Ball was kind of out in front of him, and the counterattack died as a result.
Milwaukee's bench asking for the 6th man, but there was no intervention there. Watch out.
Looking for Marcel in the middle. He got in too deep. And now it's the release out to Flores. Looking for his 2nd in his career. He will shoot, and Pardo comes up with the save.
Flores had him dead to rights, but Pardo doing what he does best, is just reading the play, not over.
Carvalho off the corner glass. Out to Alex Sanchez. Under 11 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. 5-4 Milwaukee, which was our halftime score. Great to have you with us live on MASL TV, on YouTube, on Victory Plus, on Sport World Worldwide. Great to have everyone here. Ruggles. I'm just guessing. There's Sanchez on the steal, taking it away on the Pardo pass out, and then he just shoots it wide, and that one's going to hit the high netting and go out of play. Really, the Wave doing a great job reading, anticipating, and intercepting some of the pass outs and breakouts from San Diego.
Yeah, Pardo got a little bit too comfy there on that pass out, and as comfy
Here's another
here.
steal, yeah, and this is Hain, and having to race over is Raymond. Ferdinand takes away the pass out to offensive midfield, and Milwaukee keeps the chance alive. That's twice now. San Diego can't keep doing this. They get the foul, they've got the ball, they've got time, and they just pass themselves into hot water in the corner.
Just getting
Speaking
a little
of
too
hot water.
Oof.
This one taken away. Carvalho. Boris can wait in the crease and play the ball off the wall. Read that ball in.
It's just playing a little bit too fancy. Sometimes you just need to take the easy way out, and sometimes just pass what you need to pass. Don't need to take an extra second there, extra beat. We'll see how the Sockers are able to transition. And honestly, that midfield is non-existent for the Sockers in transition as well, as we see the connection now.
Walls beats Childs to it in the left corner. Tony Walls spins it back to William Bonahene. No scoring in the first 5+ of this one in the 3rd quarter, after 6 goals combined in the 2nd quarter and 3 combined in the 1st. Cerda will walk it back from his own goal wall for San Diego. Milwaukee sets up with 4 in the midfield. Looking for the trap and the steal. Pardo is the outlet. Gets across the yellow line, bends it forward. One hopped into Banahane's grasp. Willie B sends it out to Mario Alvarez. Here's jumping off the bench, Bebe trying for the steal. And that short hops out of play.
That's going to be a ball for the Sockers here. Chatterley over the ball. It's a slight deflection that went over the wall. Let's see what they can build from here.
Cerda. Morgan beaten to the play by Correa. Now Correa is the outlet, and he finds a spinning ball and gets it to Huffman. Great teamwork. Kick save, Pardo. Last line of defense for San Diego.
Once again, Pardo being the answer there for the Sockers to stop the bleeding, but they need to go ahead and transition and counter into some scoring opportunities if they want to go ahead and tie this up anytime soon.
Mendez. We're inside 8 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Next ball out of play will be our 3rd quarter officials timeout. The Brujos are keeping it going, keeping the energy rolling. See if the Sockers can match their energy. Cerda says, I'm open on the corner. Alvarez comes over to track him there. Cesar out to Keiko. Gontan on the pin down pass to Mendez. He was held down there, absolutely, and it's a free kick for San Diego. Attackers and defenders run in to plot this free kick. Well drawn by the youngster, Mendez, just 24 years old, one of the youngest Sockers.
One thing the Sockers need to focus on is those fundamentals, just making those short passes, making the fundamental smart plays that have to happen. There's just no need to go 5-star skills here. And we'll see what this balón parado has.
Charlie rips it into the two-man defensive wall. And then Costa just plays it back to Pardo, and the free kick evaporates, and the free kick takers run off. Costa stays on with Charlie and Morgan. Morgan tries for a fancy little turn there. It was taken away by the veteran Walls. Morgan gets it back at midfield. Again tries for a fancy back and forth.
Yeah, Morgan needs to pick his head up. He has 3 options and, puts himself into hot water. Fortunately there, he doesn't lose the ball, but that's something that needs to happen a little bit quicker.
Wasn't fast getting off the floor either. Pacheco, Keiko, off the wall, looking for the return. Ruggles couldn't control as he ran parallel to the net. Costa with under 7 to go in the third quarter. San Diego looking to tie things up. Drew, marked by Steinwasser. Over to Pacheco with Escueta in front, looking for Childs. Ferdinand was the one who got his foot on the ball. And with some lovely triangular passing, Milwaukee thought they were out, and then, Sanchez plays it right through 2 defenders. Here they come forward. It's Flores. Pardo denied him a second goal earlier in this quarter.
And credit to Milwaukee, too. They've been taking those opportunities well, dispossessing the soccer, stepping up, anticipating. But it's not only that. It's making that next play, making sure that they connect, as Sanchez here wants to go ahead and connect with some of the players in the box.
And he put it right into the midsection of Boris. Under 6 to play on a running clock, third quarter. A little bit of an antsy feel here at Frontwave Arena. Morgan, his header went off of the south wall on a short hop, and then he tried to trap it down, and Ferdinand took it away from him. Out to Bonahene. And a foul on Morgan, spinning Alvarez into the corner. Still no dead ball. We'll keep things rolling. We'll also remind you that MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more at MASLsoccer.com. And get the latest on your Sockers at SDSockers.com. That's SDSockers.com. Don't forget the kicking K. To the middle. Pardo sent it to Bond. Walls took it away. Those two have been teammates in the past in their various stops. Then Bond fouled him.
Now Sockers also need to not only find focus, but keep the little focus that they've been having here, not giving up those small...
Watson! Oh, what a save! Hain ripped that one from midair, and Pardo guided it into the corner. Bond's pass out comes to Alvarez. Alvarez got past Gonzalez. He shoots it wide. Rebound! Into the night it goes. Off of Steinwasser's foot. And with 5:01 left in a scoreless so far third quarter, we'll take a timeout. Milwaukee's best chance was parried by Pardo. It's 5-4, the Wave with the lead on the road here on MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members take their financial plans to the next level. Because our value and values run deep, and we'll always fight for you with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
Insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team.
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Third quarter action from Frontwave Arena. Fans having a great time here on a Sunday afternoon. They're hoping to see their home side find a +1 before this quarter's out. It's 5-4 Milwaukee, the score. Capelli Sport is the official exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. You can visit MASLsoccer.com and click on the all-new MASL fan store to grab the latest MASL and team gear. MASLsoccer.com/shop. 'Tis the season to be shopping. We know that. Order now. Get it in before the holidays arrive.
Soccer shopping around for a goal, some sort of offense here. Scoreless in the third quarter.
Pardo can distribute, and he fired it right over the low wall out of play and gives the ball to Milwaukee. Being across the yellow line, all that cost them is a defensive zone restart.
The attacking third, Milwaukee's been able to do very well and been very physical. The Sockers usually meet that on both ends. We've seen Morgan be muscled off the ball a little too easy. Gardenas as well.
Look at speaking.
There we go. There we go.
Flores. Ruggles stayed with him and gave him a little bump for good measure at the end. But now, as Javi Steinwasser stays with the play, a subtle tug by Mendez helped kill that, being a counter in. Ludwig, who really impressed with 3 points in the second quarter, comes out of the wash with the ball, and then Serta knocked it away. Ludwig ran into him. Mendez to Pardo, pop fly outside the yellow line, headed by Escueta. Javi Steinwasser in the corner. He's got Bebe Gonzalez around him, so is Keiko. Keiko took it away, and then Serta, tough pass, and then Mendez got hit as he cleared it. It did go out of play. It could have been defensive clearance, but the ruling from Ibarra is that there was a foul on that play.
Yeah, fortunate there to not get the defensive clearance called back on the Sockers. But again, Milwaukee being able to close out those outlets very efficiently. And then here's the inefficient San Diego Sockers on their final third.
Yeah,
as well.
That's a low percentage play right there. An aerial to Tavoy. He's going to ask for it again. And even with walls all over him, even if he gets that ball, nothing's going to come of it. Now, Morgan, can he get this one away? If at first you don't succeed, Walls comes up with a block. Both guys cry for a foul. Play on. Fair play both sides.
And it's that physicality that we're known for. See Morgan also and Walls still going at it. Here we go.
Tavoy. There's the foul on Walls. While he is out, quick restart, trying for the triangle 1-2. Charlie on the re-steal. Morgan brought to a knee, playing on. Back through Costa to Ruggles, and the Sockers have the ball.
Yeah, if you're trying to do a heads-up play, make sure that your team is also in the know for the heads-up in order to move the ball forward. We've seen that a couple times from the Sockers so far this game, and it hasn't really been successful.
Serta to Ruknapur. Marcel trying to get it back. Ferdinand guarding him. The rookie out of Iran. Serta back through Costa. Trying to rotate. Back to Marcel. Couldn't get there. Ferdinand held him up long enough. Bonahende has it. 2:45 running clock, third quarter. No scoring in this frame. Can tell you that both teams emphasize defense in the locker room. You can see from the scoreline. Sanchez! Back post, and Hain unable to get there. Gonzalez stayed with him, and Pardo was able to collect the loose change. This is where the Sockers have gotten in trouble, is once they get the ball, how to get it out of there. There's Bond chesting it to the goal, or to the bench wall. Carvalho on the loose ball, flies into the air and draws the foul. And that'll be a common foul and a restart for Milwaukee.
And we've seen those interceptions from the aerial ball in the midfield for Milwaukee immediately turns into a counterattack, and they have so much space in that midfield, they can travel pretty freely and do whatever they want. Here, they got stopped by a foul, and now you have yourself a set piece situation.
Hain is the big target down low. Carvalho barking out directions from the wall. Alvarez will just lay it back to Correa, down low to Tony Sanchez on the left wall. Sanchez stepping out to the high middle. Back and forth he goes. Alvarez, shifty. Alvarez beats Bond, shoots it off the wall. Keiko heads it out, and Bond brings it down. Flicked away from him. Pacheco shoots it forward. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Will anyone get a tally in this quarter and change the reflection of the frame? Oh boy, Pardo. That could be a blue card. It is a foul on Pacheco, and can't blame Alvarez for looking for a blue there. That was a scoring chance denied on a cynical foul.
You almost can't blame Pacheco on that foul as well. He was put in a very tough position by Pardo with an opportunity to clear it or having different outlets. But we're going to have a challenge as well thrown onto the field.
And that's Marcio Leite's first challenge of his career. And quite frankly, from our booth position, not having seen a replay, I think it's a really good challenge. That should be a blue card based on where the foul has occurred and that it's a dangerous scoring opportunity.
And speaking of the offensive side of the Sockers, taking one of your hardest runners out for 2 minutes is not ideal.
Milwaukee is challenging a possible blue card on the foul.
Let's take a look. It was Ibarra who will be asked to change his own call on this episode of MASL Video Review.
Yeah, cynical by nature, but just we're forced in that position. We'll see Pardo just laying it off. And
yeah, that's, I mean, and he, it's not last man in, but it's the goalkeeper because Cardenas has taken a position on the goal line.
Yeah.
But it is a direct scoring chance.
Yeah.
And honestly, as we watch that back, and I'm sure the veteran, the King of Queens, would admit it, while Pacheco would have to serve this blue card, really the error is that pass. That there's a wide option, there's other choices, and instead he fed a pass. He basically led Sanchez in on a point-blank interception. At which point Pacheco brings him down from behind. To me, there's just no question about this. We'll see if these two seasoned officials who are paid to do the job agree with my assessment. But, right, I mean, that's just, I've been calling games since '09, and that, to me, is a blue card every time. So we'll see.
Ibarra has already agreed with himself once. So we'll see if he agrees with himself a second time or disagrees. It's the only saving grace for the Sockers potentially. We'll take another look.
Okay, this will be, well, this is all the way through. You have to kind of, yeah, it's a tough one. Can't really see that one. If you can read it from between the letters and the numbers. Here we go. This will be the right angle. Here's the pass.
It's not a hard foul. It's just the situation that Pacheco and
Here's
the
the
Sockers
call.
find themselves.
Call's coming up right now. Video review is complete.
After video review, the decision on the field is blue card for pulling.
Yeah. Well done, Marcio Leite. Well done, Ibarra and Depina. And headed to the bin, Pacheco. And headed to the power play for the first time this year, the Milwaukee Wave.
And in a quarter that hasn't seen a lot of scoring, no scoring actually, this is going to be very important if they're able to get this ball into the net and make it 6-4. Especially for San Diego Sockers offense that hasn't had a lot of success so far. We'll see how they defend. Historically, the Sockers are able to defend power plays relatively well. You got two veterans there, Cardenas, Ruggles.
Wave were #1 in the league in power play efficiency last year, 44.4%, 12 out of 27. Sockers were 76% on the kill. San Diego defended 2 power plays successfully last Friday. This one begins with 1:46 left in the quarter, so it could cross over into the first 14 seconds of the fourth, unless Milwaukee scores. Sanchez will get it started out to Carvalho, right wing. Alvarez front and center. We'll only track the game clock here because the power play clock is longer. Minute 35 in the third. Sanchez back to Alvarez. Diamond pattern of Cerda, Mendez, Ruggles, and Cardenas on defense in front of Pardo. With Bennett racing the back post, it's Ferdinand down low. Those two teammates for Lowe so many years. Out to Carvalho. Now Alvarez. Alvarez Bennett. His shot is wide. Misses the angle. Sanchez brings it down with 1:08 on the quarter clock. Alvarez. Bennett keeps it going. Ferdinand looking for the return pass. There was a storm in there. Alvarez trying to tip it out to his right foot. It was blocked by Serta. Ball stays in play. Serta chips it short-handed over to Mendez. Mendez is able to play it out to the middle of the floor. Bennett and Mendez collide for a common foul. No intent there. 51 seconds on the quarter clock. San Diego gets to play the ball in deep.
Yeah, speed meets experience right there, knowing that that had to happen. Mendez, a burst of speed, able to make something out of nothing. Now, an opportunity on offense.
Well, they bring Morgan into the game expressly for him to hold the ball in this situation. In the double team, Morgan throws himself toward the turf. Barra's right there to calmly watch the play evaporate. And now Morgan runs off and Mendez is back on. There's 35 seconds left to play in the quarter. No scoring in this quarter. Milwaukee trying to change that on their first power play of the season. Alvarez working it over to Sanchez on the right mid-wall. Back to Super Mario. 22 seconds clock running. Bennett back to Mario. Alvarez holds front and center. Bennett shoots! Saved by Pardo. Cleared by Ruggles. Bonahane races up to re-engage the play with 10 seconds left in the quarter. It's Alvarez needing to get one more shot away. 5 seconds as he comes across offensive midfield. He will line it up wide, hits the seam, comes back for a left-footed shot over the net as time expires. 15 minutes without a score in this third quarter at Frontwave Arena. The Milwaukee Wave's 5-4 halftime lead continues into the fourth, and the Wave will continue with 14 seconds on the power play when we come back. The save by Pardo to keep it a one-goal game. He had a couple of great ones in the frame. We're back with fourth quarter action from Oceanside next on MASL TV.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, then come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Wait, 6 call. Wrong with 6 break. Wait on.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
It's time for the start of the fourth quarter from Frontwave Arena. The San Diego Soccer 16 indoor championships. The Milwaukee Wave 7 indoor championships. Indoor royalty on display with a worthy scoreline of 5-4 Milwaukee. Same scoreline we had to start the third quarter, Tony Sanchez. Shots were 4 apiece. in the third quarter, but 2 of those shots for Milwaukee were golden chances that Boris Pardo denied.
Absolutely, and Boris is the name that's keeping this matchup as is, but on the other side of it, you're not seeing a lot of production connecting from the midfield to the offensive side of the ball for the San Diego Sockers, where, yes, Milwaukee's been able to anticipate. They've been playing very well and converting those chances into dangerous opportunities, but the Sockers have usually been able to convert at least one of those chances into goals, and they need to figure out something relatively quickly, because if you're Milwaukee, you could just copy-paste what you've been doing.
Tavoy Morgan's got an assist, his first point of the year in this game. It came on the 4th goal of the game in the second quarter, but he's the primary focal point of the team's attack as target forward, with Nick Pereira out tonight with a knee tweak, and Craig Childs at the end of his career, age 41, not able to get up and down the floor the way he did as a young buck out of San Diego State. Really, it's on Tavoy to set a tone in terms of intensity, physicality, burst, to get to that ball first in situations down low. Sockers, not just Tavoy, everybody need their best effort of the year early on here to get a win away from this great Milwaukee team. And this starts with a giveaway. It starts with a golden chance. Oh no, Correa got connected. That was a blue card, easy to call, inadvertent, but Mendez put an elbow into the head of Correa. And now it's going to be, right as a power play was about to expire, a second man advantage for Milwaukee. They're going to get a new full 2 minutes, and it'll only be 5-on-3 for this free kick from in close.
Yeah, talk about probably the worst 13 seconds that you could have asked for. As soon as you start the play, you have a good chance, good opportunity to run against the walls, dispossessed immediately, and then you have an absolute onslaught by Milwaukee. And at the end of the day, he had to do what he had to do. Otherwise, it's going to be a point-blank shot against Pardo. At least this way, you give the Sockers a chance to maybe defend this, but
wow,
tough situation.
This is such a golden scoring opportunity with some veterans who know how to put it on the net. Carvalho fires it in for his second of the night. And depending on how they time that, I believe they'll get the second power play in full.
Looks like it's going to be a conversation being had. I do believe one of the players for the Sockers is being waved back on.
They should get the power play. This took 1/2 of a second.
Correct. They're going to come over and deliberate a little bit, the officiating crew, but you see Boris Pardo after that strong shot asking his wall to stay connected, but it's a difficult ask when you have 3 players who are wide open. You have to be able to be ready for that quick pass. The ball travels right in between Ruggles.
Yeah. So, it is 6-4 Wave. It is their second 2-goal lead of the match. And they're going to have a full 2-minute power play here to try and make it a 3-goal game. And gang, if they do, they're coming out of here with 3 points tonight. And they're going to bring home a win in Marcio Leite's first game as Wave head coach.
The data doesn't serve positively if that does happen, and it does seem like decision's still not being made here.
I mean, literally no time came off the clock. It'd be really hard to argue that this was anything but a goal scored perfectly to necessitate a full power play and keep it. What a game. It could be a game-winning play, honestly, for Ricardo Carvalho to score it so decisively.
And that could have been a strategy, too. Just regardless, shoot and see what happens, because if you do play it off, there's a chance that it gets blocked and then time just rolls through. And that was a correct decision here for Leite's team and squad. 2, 3, 4, as we're going to restart play here.
After 15 straight wins to open this arena, the Sockers are in dire straits, looking to drop 2 in a row to start this year and to sink to the bottom of the standings in the MASL. They're going to need to truly change the tenor. And keep in mind, no matter how much they want to, they have to defend for 2 minutes on a power play against here. It's very hard to get your momentum when you're killing penalties.
Yeah, you're asking 2 different things, right? You're asking to defend effectively and hope for a shorthanded goal, but first things first, you got to stop the bleeding. 2 goals turning into 3. It is indoor, but Again, haven't really seen the response from the Sockers offense to be able to respond to 3 goals to tie the match.
Brujos have brought their effort for every second of this match. They're continuing to lead the effort to bring the culture to the arena. Carvalho back to Alvarez. There's a minute 5 on this man advantage for Milwaukee, which is counting down to either 12:47 on the game clock or to another Wave goal. Carvalho.
You're in no rush if you're Milwaukee as well. Just pass it around.
The dream is to score in the last 30 seconds after gassing each of the top defenders of San Diego. And remember, this is their 4th minute now of penalty kill consecutive. It was interrupted by a quarter break. Carvalho down to Ferdinand. Back to Carvalho. No subs on the penalty kill against. Alvarez, 26 seconds. Carvalho. This is where Milwaukee wants to be the maestros and dictate a goal, conduct one in. Ferdinand. Alvarez, 10 seconds. Carvalho! Saved by Pardo in the middle with Bennett right at his hip. Cleared to Pacheco. Pacheco dropped by Alvarez for a common foul that will kill the penalty. And that's step 1 on the path up the mountain for San Diego this afternoon, Tony. That was a must kill.
We see a quick restart once again and an immediate loss of possession. They have to be a little bit more patient, the Sockers, on those opportunities. As much as it's tempting to restart, they've already figured it out on the Milwaukee side. They're going to restart quickly, just a matter of waiting, and they'll lose the ball.
Ibarra got in the way of that and then whistled the play down. 12.5 to go in the 4th quarter. San Diego needs the next goal. More importantly, they need to find a more connected thing off the back of Javi Steinwasser there.
They seem to have buckled down the defense a little bit more in the 3rd quarter, obviously not allowing a goal. But if you fix one thing, there's still the other side of the house that needs a little bit of love and tenderness too.
To the shock and delight of the MASL worldwide audience, San Diego trailing by 2 at home in the 4th quarter, looking to go to 0-2 on the season. Azqueta. You know, it takes just 1 goal to get the crowd rolling and get the energy back on the bench. Look at this. Derek Huffman just holding on. That's how a target holds, with tenacity.
Drew Ruggles asking, hey, but he can't be holding on to the dreads, though.
Drew tried to head it back to Pardo. Boris had to come out of his net. He's in a hot situation here. Now Costa. Gavi had to wait for the wash to go past. To Charlie on the soccer script logo at midfield. As Ruggles hops off, Cardenas hops on to accept that pass.
Talk about fundamentals. This is where the Sockers need to go back in that classic vintage San Diego soccer. Fundamentals will get you past any defense.
Charlie will get you past most defenses just by himself. Such an individual artist. Gonzalez working within a team framework. Over to Costa, another man who can conjure with the toes. That pass, forcing Cardenas wide, disrupts the flow. 10:35 clock running. In the middle, Childs! Tried to bring it out of the air. Just wide. Costa! Childs! Back heel try wide. Craig plows his guy. Keeps it alive. Out for the shot. Ball don't lie. Keiko sent it on.
Can't say anything about the effort so far on that play by Craig Childs. You know, showing his experience and, you know, it's a grown man.
Yes,
right
it
there.
is. That's a grown man right there.
Love to see that intensity. Hopefully that lights something up in this San Diego Sockers team. When your captain is doing plays like that, being physical.
You're not kidding. That was very much a hockey play. Oh, this could be a penalty. Sanchez scissored the legs to bring down Bond. Now, not the same type of scoring circumstance, so they will go common foul here, but the deliberate nature of that to deny a run forward is unquestioned. Childs Dukes hazarding it over the wall there to come back on. Pops it up, pounding it was Bonahene. It's like he's got a trampoline down there, the athleticism. Over to the wall on the counter. Counter's live. It's Sanchez! And Pardo got just enough. And then Pardo gets the second try as well and keeps the Sockers in the game for now with under 10 minutes to play.
Sockers have to go ahead and
this one off the seam from Carvalho, who's on a hat trick tonight.
They'd be thanking their lucky Pardos.
Oh my goodness.
You hear it through the arena too. The tense nerves are coming in.
It really is. Here's Costa. Instead of the kids' new 6-7, this is the old British 6s and 7s. Here's Morgan trying for the 5th. Charlie shoots it off the wall. Rebound. Costa couldn't stay over that ball. So hard to do, while you also don't want to wait too long and let the defense get in position. And he shot it out of play. 9:06 left in the 4th. Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram. On Twitter, it's MASL Arena. Just follow the IG. Our man Jack's doing a great job there for the league. I mean, he's doing it for all of them. But so follow them all. Follow them all. Follow them all. But the IG's really good. That's all I'm saying. It's Huffman down in the corner. Huffman. Ruggles said no. Ruggles is in trouble still. Gonzalez on the half wall. Guntan brings it down, taken away by Alex Steinwasser. And Ferdinand reverses back to Correa. He will lift one. Huffman found his way to jam it out. Ruggles, and then knocked up in the air. Look out, that loose ball. Pardo a bit helpless to it as Escueta watched it through the crease.
Yeah, Pardo tried to read the direction that ball was spinning, but it was very difficult against the wall.
And unfortunate for Javi Steinwasser, he hit the seam there, and that powered the ball over the glass and out of play. Approaching the final officials' timeout of this match. San Diego right now, we're getting to the point where you'd just be happy with overtime. There's still lots of time, of course. There's 8 minutes. Indoor people just scoffed. Said, what are you talking about? They could score 7 goals between the two teams next. And they could. But with these types of veteran, well-led, well-coached, integrated, connected teams like Milwaukee,
giving it up once again on a quick restart.
That's these mistakes are how you lose a soccer match at home. And Alex Steinwasser weaving his way through the laundry, beat 3 guys. Alvarez will just walk it back. Next ball out of play will be that official's timeout. 2 Sockers late off the change. Wide opens Bennett. Here comes Sanchez. Sanchez shoots. Pardo, rebound, score! Flores has put his second of the night, second of career, and has put the Sockers down by 3. Timeout. 7:25 to go. The Wave, the better side. They have earned the lead, and they have grown it, shutting out San Diego in the second half and putting their second in right here as Flores outmanned the defense in the middle of the crease. We'll take our last time out. Do the Sockers have an answer? Or will this one get washed out in the tide? The Wave, tide is rising for them on MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members build equity and refinance with confidence. Invest in your future with a commercial real estate loan. From residential investment properties to industrial real estate, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Officials have done a great job here in tonight's match, but if you happen to disagree with the call, you might just see it on the MASL's most controversial show, Under Review with Phil Levanco and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. You can catch it every Friday right here on MASL TV on YouTube. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and the Sockers feel the desperation with 7:25 left in the match. They have abandoned their net. Charlie Gonzalez is wearing the 6th attacker jersey. And for a Sockers team that has not shown much cohesion offensively, they're now going to try and play without a keeper. Their opponent last Friday, Empire, plays like it all the time. Here, San Diego already feeling the pressure in offensive midfield. They should have the offensive overload with 6 attackers to 5 field defenders. 7 minutes to play. Mathematically, this makes perfect sense for San Diego. They need time to get 3 goals. This could be one. Walls does well. He is able to read the play and get just enough to deny Morgan a point-blank sitter.
And that's what they need to do. At this
Empty
ball,
net? Nope. Too high.
And that's where the danger, right, of this entire situation. You have an opportunity to go ahead and overload the numbers on offense, but you leave that chance to have Wave do what they've been doing all game and just start climbing that ladder in terms of scoring-wise and make it more impossible. I'll tell you, it was a growth by the Sockers not giving up the ball immediately off of restart of the center circle.
Baby steps. Here's Costa, Charlie, and Morgan. Costa. Wave out there defending in a house. Pass was behind Pacheco, inaccurate. As a result, the play has exploded, and now trouble, and now a goal. As Correa comes in, and he will leave it off to Steinwasser for 8-4 Milwaukee lead. Wave are going to win this one today, folks, and they have more than earned it. Outplaying the Sockers in every facet of the game, and especially in this second half, Tony.
Yeah, that ball, I mean, for this one, this ball was lost at the midfield, out-muscled, outclassed. That's just easy peasy lemon squeezy as it comes for Milwaukee, or double the lead, 8-4.
Alex's second, it comes against 6 attackers. There'll be plenty more opportunity for Milwaukee to fill the western net here, as San Diego, who rarely practices 6th attacker, is now trying to do it in a game and learn. Cardenas to Morgan. Seems to be kind of a yearly blind spot to get into these spots and then say, well, we haven't really worked on this yet. Well, here's Morgan.
They have 5.5 minutes to work on it here, but not ideal to work on it in a live match. As again, Wave are just going to patiently take their time. And a timeout here.
Well done. Well done all the way around. Hey, a reminder, win, lose, or draw, win, lose, or overtime loss. We'll talk about it every Wednesday on Soccer's Overtime, the official weekly podcast of the San Diego Sockers, a co-production with San Diego Punto Football. Join Tony and myself We are live on the San Diego Punto Football page on YouTube, right here on YouTube. So you can go right now on a second window to San Diego Punto Football on YouTube, click subscribe, and know when we come live. We have soccer's guests week by week, guests from around the league. We review each of the matches, and we go through the big stories from around the Major Arena Soccer League. Boris Pardo's coming back in out of timeout. And honestly, I think that's the right choice for San Diego, Tony. And, you know, in this holiday season, humble pie has been served on the menu twice in a row here at Frontwave Arena. And today it's an extra large slice. Hoping that there's a floor-to-ceiling mirror installed in the locker room, because this club just has to look itself in the eyes and say, how are we the way we are right now?
Exactly. Talking about that soccer's overtime, it's very rare that in any sort of show with sports, it's evergreen content. And we're here week 2, and almost the same points that we were talking about last week that the Sockers need to work on. It gets rolled over once again, but a Sockers team that has the pieces, and I think that's the biggest point with this team. They have the pieces, they have the talent, but that's not enough to get you past a well-oiled machine and a good team like Milwaukee, who come in here and want to do what they want, and they execute every single time. Talent will only get you far enough. It's that next level that San Diego has been facing the last 2 weeks.
And lest you think we're just here to decry the performance of the home team, let's not forget at all, the team in neon yellow is here too. They're imposing their will on this match. Their effort has been exemplary. Their work rate has 100% been higher than the home team's. And they have earned every inch of this 4-goal lead. Quite frankly, they should be up 6-7 goals. 6-7.
We'll see.
This is just another example. Steinwasser is just so much more the aggressor on this play. Serta's left to hang on. You're talking about one of the best defenders in league history. Here's Charlie back out on the floor. Under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Los Brujos have not given up on this match. Let's see if the Sockers can reward the fans. That one knocked away from point-blank range. Mendez just tried to put it into the crease. Walls comes away, empty net. Steinwasser sends it forward, but Cardenas will be able to run this down. 4.5 left to go. You need a goal a minute if you're San Diego. And if not, you need a flurry. Hard to do when the other team is doing nothing but defending. This is Charlie being put to the test by Correa. Look at the hustle of young Cesar Correa. Now Charlie.
Not a lot of off-the-ball movement. It's not just here with tired legs. It's been something that the Sockers haven't done well this whole game, is have positive off-the-ball movement, not just asking for the pass. And now it's a little too late in the match, but they still have an opportunity to take advantage of those windows. Chatterley.
Childs right there. Bonahene got enough. Under 4, counting to 3.5 left to go in this one. So the Wave to 1-0 and 3 full points. San Diego to 0-1-1 and 1 point out of 6 at home. They will go for Empire's home opener on Friday, where the Strikers are looking to go up 2-0. And you know what? When San Diego's a little bit down, every other team in this league is going to do their best to step on their neck and to keep them down. Cardenas will casually get in front of this one, in front of the fan club logo in the crease. Charlie, under 3 minutes to play. Morgan tried to spin Walls. Walls, who's been with him all night, stayed with him again.
Very well defended all night. Tavoy Morgan not being able to find himself in this matchup. Again, credit to the good defending by Walls.
Cardenas and Charlie. And Childs. Steinwasser reads it. This will be a 3-line pass. If if there was someone there. Instead, it's just like a hockey clearance.
Yeah. Just hacer tiempo. Make
No,
time.
no icing called. As the defender goes back to find the puck. Charlie, little space here. Ferdinand deflected it away. Childs header into the corner. 2 minutes left to play in the match. A lot of the crowd has already left. Charlie, saved by Bonahene, who flew into the air again. I never knew there was a trampoline underneath the crease, but there's got to be, right?
Again,
boy.
Para la foto.
Charlie, now he's got space. Blocked by Escueta. The Wave don't just want this win, they want the margin as well. And they want a shutout in the second half. That's what they're getting. But he didn't have to leap too far for that one. 80 seconds left. Pacheco. Cardenas off his leg. 70 seconds. Hugs and handshakes on the Wave as Morgan, wide open and undefended, shoots it over the net from 10 feet out. Marcio Leite in his first game as head coach is a winner. And not just a winner, a decisive winner. And for the San Diego Sockers, can you go back to the drawing board again? Might need to draw a whole new picture of what 2025-26 might look like for this Sockers team. They can't keep talking about how talented they are, because the other teams have outworked them and out-talented them in the first two matches. Final minute of this one. All that's left to decide is the final score. Pardo's back in. That was a blue card foul on San Diego, which is the blueberry on top.
Yeah, why not at this point, says Milwaukee. We'll take what we want, because at this point, they were leaving this floor with the ultimate disappointment last year. And now they're starting as if they're the home team here in San Diego. And again, very well-deserved victory, very well worked for Milwaukee Wave. And congratulations to Leite for having his players ready to go today.
For the second straight game, you're looking at a young coach that had been a great player in the league, that has come in and just worked over the venerable champs, San Diego. But this Sockers team has to prove to their coaching staff and their organization that their time hasn't passed. Final 30 seconds. Milwaukee graciously is going to kick it around, it looks like, here on this man advantage in the final 20. Bennett says, not so fast, Craig. If we get a shot, we'll take it. 15 seconds left. A second half shutout for the Milwaukee Wave. Rising tide lifting these folks to victory today as the horn sounds full time at Frontwave Arena. They earned every inch of it. 8-4 Wave, your full-time score today. Milwaukee out on the good foot for San Diego. So many questions to be asked. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back, show a couple of the highlights from this one, and wrap it up on MASL TV.
To the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members grow their businesses with confidence. Whether you need a vehicle to drive your business forward or gear to get the job done, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, then come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents,
if we're on screens too much?
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
At the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Please signal 96 right. We don't.
Back with you at Frontwave Arena, quickly emptying Frontwave Arena. Some exultant Milwaukee Wave pumping their fists, leaving the floor. San Diego Soccer's doing a circuit around, thanking the Brujos for their support, but the Brujos are wondering exactly what they walked into this year, as San Diego, which had built a fortress at Frontwave Arena in its first year, it has turned into the Alamo now. Everyone's dying, and the visitors are winning. 8-4 the final, and if the first match, Tony, asked a lot of questions for the Sockers, this match more like shouted questions about togetherness, effort level, defense, which was deplorable in the first half, tightened up in the second half, but in doing so, San Diego completely shut out in that frame. They're getting nothing out of their forward position right now. The defense is getting victimized by routine traps and presses. And honestly, they should be 0-2.
Correct.
The Sockers are 0-1-1 and should be very happy to have 1 point right now. Their play level is that of a team that could miss the playoffs. And that's shocking for a club that's supposed to be the heavy favorite to win this year.
Yeah, Milwaukee Wave came in here with a plan, and they underlined everything that the Sockers didn't do correctly in game one. And look, no need for overtime here, because the Wave said, no, we are a better team than Empire. We don't need to go ahead and take it to that limit. In regulation, doubling the score, shutout in the second half, all great marks for Milwaukee, but the San Diego Sockers, again, they have the people in there potentially to go ahead and finish and be able to have a diamond in the rough, but they just aren't polishing. They're not polishing. They're not doing that work so far yet. This does honestly feels like an 0-2 start for sure.
Let's take a look at the second half goals. It'll be quick and easy. The third quarter was scoreless, but it ended on a Sockers penalty, and then another penalty allowed for this 5-on-3 free kick that really changed the entire game. Carvalho shot it in. Then they got the second power play opportunity. This was Flores on the finish. That was not a man advantage goal, but nonetheless, defending for the 4 minutes straight, gassed the San Diego defense. They went to 6 attackers. It failed, and here we are. 8-4 is the final score on this one. So our next broadcast from Frontwave Arena will be on December 30th. That'll be a Tuesday night football match for you, as the San Diego Sockers will play host to the Tacoma Stars. That one will be Tuesday, December 30th, 7:05 Pacific Standard Time will be the time of that one, and we will air it for you on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. In between, San Diego has one more match before the holiday break. They will battle Empire on Friday night. And honestly, San Diego should be the underdog in that game going in. They have questions to be answered, and it's time for this club to put all egos aside, to put all temper aside, to stop talking about who you are and what you've done in the league, and answer the time-honored question, what have you done for me lately? Because for the Sockers right now, 0-2 at home, for this franchise, it should be unacceptable. We'll see if it is.
Yeah, it has to be shocking, and a system needs to go ahead and be jolted, whether it's in training, whether it's in between, whether it's in the locker room right now. But something needs to go ahead and get to this squad, and it's between the walls as well. The work has to be done there. You can train, you can coach all you want, but once the lights go on, can you go ahead and execute? And so far, that hasn't been the case for the San Diego Sockers.
8-4 our final here tonight. Congrats to Marcio Leite in his first game as head coach, picking up his first win. We'd like to thank our Emoto broadcast crew that worked so hard to stage this one for you here tonight. Producers Chris Karcher and Terry Parrish. Broadcast producer Sean Pettit. Technical director Dan Patton. On the AV tech, James Allen. Director of photography is Cody Caldwell. Gabe Pan is our Air One camera operator. Matt Camp on camera as well. Audio engineers Spencer White and Kevin Johnson. Replay operator Jamie Reynoso. Larry Patton, our graphics operator. And Andrew Karcher on utility. For Nick Ferrara and Tony Sanchez, Craig Elston saying thank you so much for spending part of your Sunday with us here today. Our full-time final score, it was Milwaukee 8 and San Diego 4. We hope you have a great holiday season. We'll talk to you on the 30th, and until then, so long from San Diego.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, then come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Please signal 116 right. We don't.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen around can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.